Welcome back to the channel, guys. Obviously, following on from the last video, you will see us on the dyno and us calling it a day because we had a slight compression issue on cylinder 2. So let's get this cylinder head off, let's get it up to Oldham Engines to see Tom, and let's see if we can find out what the issue is. Let's start the time lapse, a couple of hours, we'll have it off, we'll have some answers. Let's see how we get on. So, we've got the cylinder head off now, and as you can see on cylinder 2, visually, unless someone else can point something out, there doesn't seem to be anything wrong. But as I said on the previous video, the compression was only slightly down. So, to a normal person, you probably wouldn't pick up on it, but obviously we do. So, now it's time to, obviously I'll show you the cylinder wall first, because all the cylinders look absolutely perfect. No uneven burning, no damage, no nothing at all. So I think the thing to do now is to take the head up to my friend Tom at Oldham Engines and get him to pull the valves out, spin them up and see if they're bent, and then we'll know more this afternoon. So keep watching, guys. Let's get some answers. So I've just arrived at Oldham Engines to see my little blind mate Tom, to see whether we can get to the bottom of this cylinder head problem. Yeah, let's get his head stripped down, let's have a look at it, and fingers crossed we'll find the issue. So doing a vac check, this is what we're seeing on a good cylinder, and then we'll go to cylinder 2. Yeah, we're getting problems on cylinder 2. What this machine does is spins it up, and it's basically to make sure every valve runs true. That's what we're checking for, and this is the ones on cylinder 2. So we're going a bit more accurate now to see what the actual valve edge run out is. Six thou out. Right, so stripping the head down and inspecting the valves and inspecting the head, we actually think that the springs are too strong for the valve material, because if you look at the copper ring, that's the contact point for the head of the valve, and literally if you look this side, this is cylinder 2, we're losing contact on this edge of the seat. So we think that, you know, it's pulling the valve too hard and mushrooming the end because losing the contact surface. So if you look at, you know, further down, like this contact point, that side of contact point, it's you know, the pretty good kind of surface area, but again, we're losing it in certain areas. So we're going to reassess, recut the valves, recut the seats, and basically measure the pressure of these springs and see what we want to do and go and move on. So, conclusion, obviously, you've seen the previous clip of the valve head not seating right on the seat. Again, we think it's spring pressure. So what we're going to do is, these are double valve springs, which mean there's a larger and a smaller spring to increase the spring pressure, which also assists with valve flow under boost. We are going to bin the smaller spring, just run the big spring, and see if that helps the issue before, you know, we start going fully out and replacing valves and chasing seats and everything else. We'll completely overdo this head, put the single spring in and see if that helps, and go from there. So I'm going to leave the cylinder head with Tom to work his magic to get it all built up. We should have it back pretty soon, and we should have it on the car ready for to go back to some final checks on the dyno, ready for Santa Pod in 4 weeks.